And it's our third week in Kruger National Park, and the early mornings are really getting to us. We are moving to Satara campsite, but getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning. It's 1 o'clock and we've already been going for, what's it, 9 hours. Although it's driving and lovely game viewing. And so starts another episode of our adventure. Thank you to our Patreons. It's your support that make these videos possible. Go to patreon.com/Fearless on 4 wheels and subscribe now. Also remember to hit that like button, subscribe and hit that bell icon to get notified of all our future adventures. In our last episode we met up with Adrian and Louise, our friends from Johannesburg. In one day we were lucky enough to see 4 leopards. This beauty was spotted by Adrian, and the next day we had a very special sighting of a female leopard and her cub. Satara is better known as cat country. We've already seen 3 lions in the distance. The landscape is quite open, less big trees. Game viewing is supposed to be easier here. So let's go and see what Satara has to offer, and we better find a shady campsite because it's hot. I don't know if we mentioned it, it's damn hot. Yeah, there's lots of cars, you can't miss it. About 1.2 kilometers.
Yeah, but
you see the cars. On our first day at Satara, we saw Casper, the white lion. Another exceptional sighting and a first for us. He is a part of a pride of lions whose territory is around Satara Rescue. Another special moment for us while visiting Kruger National Park. And it's another very early morning. It's 5. We're already on our drive, and we've run into a hyena sleeping in the road, plus quite a few more. Kruger National Park is about the size of the country of Israel, and the changing landscapes blew our minds. Our game drives were not only filled with animal sightings, but also with the amazing vistas. The veld, rivers, bush and forest made us stare in wonder. We stopped off at quite a few rest camps and picnic spots for lunch, and to appreciate the breathtaking views from the nicely laid out viewpoints. On one of our game drives, we spotted this little guy that was unfortunately run over by a car. We had to stop and see if we could save him. We moved him into the bushes and we hope he survived. In total, we saw 4 different chameleons in Kruger National Park. They did not particularly like the attention, and you can see how they tried to make themselves bigger and taller to look more threatening. Our last week in Kruger National Park was spent at Satara campsite, the most northern point that we visited. Camping in Kruger National Park, you get interesting visitors. We've had monkeys, we've had squirrels, and now we have this little visitor. I'm struggling to identify all the small bucks, but I'll put the name on the screen. Can't now quite remember which one this is. We've seen such a great amount of small game in the last, it's been 3 weeks, time flies. Is it worth staying a month? We'll let you know at the end of the video. One of the regular visitors at our campsite in Lataba Rest Camp was a rock monitor that came to sniff around the campsite. It gave me an opportunity to see these incredible reptiles up close. They are normally very shy and difficult to approach. One of them even figured out that the warmest place to hide is the exhaust pipe of the clothes dryer in the laundromat. The small reptiles in the campsite was also fascinating to watch as they hunted the small insects. In Letaba we even noticed a woodpecker pecking away at a nest in a tree, and we could observe its industrious action. And that's our last day in Kruger National Park. So Sweetie Pie, what was your highlight of your visit and your lowlights?
My highlights were the fact that I could really relax. I enjoyed the fact that we moved every week to a different campsite, got to know the Kruger National Park, and see different animals. I think this is a perfect place to just come and relax. The facilities are great. There's the ablutions, the little kitchenettes they've got little stoves and microwaves, so that's fully kitted. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. And also the diverse animal life, although there's only 5 lions in the Kruger and 4 leopards, I think, because we didn't see any more.
Yeah, I loved it here. Especially the fact that we stayed a month meant that we could actually see how the landscape changed as it started raining. We didn't like the rain that much, but as it rained it became greener and thicker. As the bush became thicker, it made it more difficult to see wildlife, but it was great to see the changes, going back to the same spot and seeing actually how it's changed. So yeah, I had a great time.
We also met at each campsite. You would meet people who would come here for, I don't know, 15 years, and they would actually give very valuable advice. So making friends, and yeah, I like that.
Yeah, cool. Yes, and I think we were extremely lucky with our game viewing. I heard about a guy that took 49 years to see a leopard, and we saw 4 leopards in a month. So yeah, we were extremely lucky, especially our friend Adrian that was with us. He spotted a brilliant leopard. He spotted a brilliant leopard, which was great. So we had exceptional game sightings. Yeah, okay, so getting back to the question, is it worth it coming for a month?
I think so, yes. What do you say?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely, yes. If you're a budget traveler like us, come in November when it's half price. And if you're not a budget traveler, maybe don't come in November because it's hard. Yeah, we, as you saw in our Namibian series, I will link it above if you haven't looked at it. We struggled with the heat and it was hot and humid. So come anytime. Kruger is well worth the visit. And this ends this Kruger adventure. So please remember, we've got lots more adventures coming. There's a big one coming up
soon.
And it's actually the first time that we've seen a very nice sunrise because we got up early and it is overcast. So yes, it's a beautiful day. And we're going to see beautiful things through the day. And we're nearly awake. And what a send-off we got on our last morning as we left Kruger National Park. In the 3 hours we spent that morning, we saw an amazing variety of game. It started with a big group of hyena right on the roadside, and then a big group of African wild dog, from the tallest giraffe to the smallest slugs and beetles. Fittingly, our last sight was a smaller fudu, a tortoise, just before the gate. And after a very rewarding month in Kruger National Park, we were heading down south to the other side of South Africa to visit friends and family. Our plan was to say goodbye to Mama Africa and head over to another continent, or so we thought as we left Kruger National Park. Little did we know that the global pandemic might have other plans. But that's a story for another time, so please remember to like, subscribe and hit that bell icon so you won't miss out on future adventures. Thank you for our Patreons for making these videos possible.